Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2. And today I'm going to be giving you part 35 of What If Naruto Got His Memory Sealed Away. Remember to get this one to 200 likes as usual. Share this to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also guys, go ahead and check out the new episode of What If Naruto Was a Godly Mage over on Anime King, and enjoy that guys. And I also posted a new episode of What If Naruto Was an OP Seal Master. So go ahead and enjoy it as well guys. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be planning talking back to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, what do you say begin this new episode? Begin the intro. So, the last part we left off, the group made their way towards the hidden sand as they saw the destruction that happened, being completely leveling the village. As Sakura was there, as Naruto sit down with her and the both of them talk. As she told him that she wasn't angry with him, as he did what he had to do as a ninja. She wasn't able to do her duty, and that is why she and Teiwai nearly got killed. As she apologized to Naruto, but Naruto told her she had nothing to apologize for. As he asked if the both of them are good, as she told him yes. The next day, Naruto was called back to the village, with his escorts being Kiba and Neji, as they head off back to the village, as they end up going up against some other village ninja. Yes, the minor villages all want to take out the major villages. So right now, things are getting rather heated, as they were able to take out all the ninjas though before heading back to Konoha, as he reported back to Tsunade there. Meanwhile, as Suigetsu was training with 3 blades now that he had killed Kojiro, he had 3 blades, and Samihata was already boosting his chakra reserves, as Madara came to them and told them that they should destroy any ships coming out of Kiri, as Suigetsu, along with a group of pirates, some rogue bandits, they went off as they crushed the ships, as Suigetsu was extremely powerful now, as he was going to help Karin and Jugo, as they want their revenge on Naruto Uzumaki, as much as he wouldn't say it out loud, as he liked hanging out with the two of them. As Naruto made his way back home, as he spent some time with Himako, before he has to head out again, as he met up with Yamato and Teiwaya, as they were in kind of a bind, as Yamato wanted to send Naruto on a solo mission to destroy the enemy camp so the group can get by, as Teiwaya asked him if he was crazy, but she didn't remember that Yamato was the captain as she hold her out. So that night, she wished Naruto farewell. She then kissed him, as Naruto was surprised because she didn't like the kiss, well, only when she was drunk. But she just told him to be careful out there and not get himself killed. Having seen 2 war with Konoha already, one when they first attacked the village, and now the second one, she was feeling a bit off, but Naruto told her that everything would be alright, as Uncle was spying on them the entire time, allowing Teiwai to chase after her. So yeah guys, that was basically as we left off. You guys can switch across the place and check it out for yourself. So what do you say we begin this new episode? So he can come out victorious. That was way too easy, Naruto said, as he infiltrated through the hidden grass, as Naruto was in the dead forest. He had not been discovered, but there was some suspicion. He could feel the stillness of a dead forest broken by not just his movements. He wished he had a sensor ninja with him, because he could have picked up on such things sooner. As he drew his sword, let's get this over with. I need to make this fast. I don't care if these people see it. None of them are surviving to tell the story anyway. As he channeled chakra to his eyes and activated Sharingan, as he saw dozens of shurikens flying towards him, as Naruto blocked every single one of them with his blade, as he then leaped forward into the fray. Quick as a flash, Naruto sliced down one of the larger shinobis, as he saw a star in man's headband. Hashigakure? What the hell? Every minor village was in this, even that village that he thought would be isolated to himself. As he then turned, he was surrounded by 9 other ninjas. It's a Konoha ninja! Take him down! All of them made the bird hand seal as they went through hand sign, mystical, peacock method. As Naruto didn't give them time as he created 3 clones. As he jumped out, the clones moved with direct speed towards the ninjas, slicing down 3 of them with ease. As the last one, Naruto pulled a kunai and thrust it. The man jumped aside, but Naruto added wind chakra that changed the balance as it stabbed right into the man's chest. The other 5 had finished their jutsu, as they had purple chakra emitted from their body, with the appearance of peacock feathers from behind them. He cannot take us all down, we're all joining here, one of the men said. Naruto's 3 clones returned to his side. So am I, he said. But that's the thing, all Jonin are not created equal. As he jumped away and made them attack his clones to see what they could do. With his eye he could see their chakra, but that was not natural in any way. Mysterious peacock method, beast, one of the man said. As the purple chakra radiating off his body formed some 4-legged animal that dispelled Naruto's clone. They tried to cut through it, but the clones didn't stand a chance. Surrender or die here, Konoha ninja, one of the other man said. Better idea, Naruto said, let's test something out. Fire sealing method. Release! Kyuubi turned on Naruto's head as the Kyuubi started to gather nature chakra as Naruto siphoned it to enter Sage mode. As Naruto's hand became lit with the black flames of the Amaterasu flame. Mysterious peacock method. Join, all of the man said. As all of them had created a beast and it joined together to create a demi. Summoning creature that looked like the size of a house. But Naruto just narrowed his eyes as he didn't move at all. Sage art, Naruto said. Dragon of the darkness flame. As Naruto formed a massive dragon from the Amaterasu flames. From what he had absorbed from Itachi's attack on him, it took Sage mode. For him to mold the flames with Sage chakra in the way he needed to for any kind of range attack. Naruto dragon tear right through the center of the monster and burn it to nothingness. The jutsu carried on and hit the ninjas as it incinerated them in 30 seconds as Naruto saw the entire forest covered in black flames. That was awesome, he said. Fire sealing method, he said, as he resealed the Amaterasu flames. It was rather impressive, Naruto senpai. Before he could run off again, he heard that voice, as in a swirl of leaf. Maki? As Maki leaned down and touched the ashes. You can control the fire. You seal into your arm now. You must have been training hard when you were in Kumo. Naruto's sage mode faded. Not that it's not good to see you here or anything. But what are you doing all the way out here, Naruto said. I came here to back you up, she said. Neither Sai or I was really comfortable with what this mission entailed. So, I came catch up with you. I've been following you since you left the Northwestern Command Post. Wait, that means you were around when I was sleeping. Why didn't you show yourself then? Maki was not about to tell him that she also saw Tei while I kissed him, and she was angry at it. Which is why she did not reveal herself sooner, choosing to follow him instead. Until she managed to cool down. Watching him fight and handle these ninja without needing her help, that was enough to get her to calm down. It's not like I'm supposed to be here at all. Root may be known by Hokage-sama. But if we're caught, she would deny any action of us. We're not sanctioned, remember? And you stopped at 3 different Konoha camps on your way to your sneak point. Okay, said Naruto, you got a point. But now you don't have to worry about being seen by any Konoha ninja anymore. Because the next people would see us, it's from the hidden grass or some other village, he said. You know that is not a reassuring point at all, she said, as she took off to catch up with him. Time skip. Naruto senpai, said Maki. I was wondering, could we take a rest for a short bit? She sounded quite a bit out of breath. It was the afternoon, and they have been running since last night. As Naruto drew them to a stop in the vast bamboo forest, and allowed Maki to catch her breath. Yeah, it's okay. As he took that moment to double check his supplies. We should make it there before sunset though, and we will scope it out before dawn tomorrow. That sounded right to her, because Naruto was a stamina monster. He could make it quicker than them because he didn't have to stop on a quick basis. As he sit down and placed a hand on her back. As she turned towards him as he smiled at her. As she smiled back. Naruto senpai would be a great leader, she thought. Just by looking in those eyes, he was just reassuring her. Just with one look. Damn you, Danzo-sama, she said. As she had to hold her blush back. She felt inappropriate to feel that way about her captain. But it was hard to help it. A crush that she never grew out of. And also Danzo's plans for the both of them. But rude kunoichis aren't supposed to crush on anyone, even when they're supposed to. But yet, just look at Naruto senpai. She just couldn't help it. Alright, Maki-chan, Naruto said, whenever you feel up for it again, we're going to do this. We're going to attack by sundown. You mean after sundown, don't you? Yes, a full day to get down the nighttime guard, rotational patterns. That sounds right. No, we're not attacking at night, Naruto said. We're doing this at sundown, even if that's late. That sounded insane. She has never done any work during the light hours. It was too risky for a root operative to do so, seeing that discretion was the most important thing. But then again, these were the enemy. There was no reason for that kind of operative here. But she was still curious, why attack in the light? There was no reason to go out in the open and take on a stronghold. Wouldn't attacking in the night give us more ability? No matter what, they're probably gonna know we're coming anyway. The hidden grass has the most kick-ass sensors in the world. Otherwise, someone else would have done this mission a long time ago. And I'm a walking beacon of chakra. Then why did the division commander send you for this mission, Maki asked, as this does sound right to her at all. You're Konoha Jinjulki. You're the village trump card, she said. That is why Yamato asked for me and they sent me. I can get to the fortress itself, and even if I can't get rid of it without being discovered, I can take the whole place down and fight back, going back towards Konoha through the bridge. My first plan was just go in and destroy everything on our side. So that is the reason why I was chosen, said Naruto. If you don't want to come with me, you can go back home, Naruto said. When the fortress go down, they're going to be coming out of the woodwork, a lot of them. He had done something like that when he was clearing out Orochimaru bases a full year ago. You came with me this far, and I can't ask you to finish my mission as well, he said. Maki stood up and pulled her tanto as she pointed at Naruto. Naruto senpai, I'm not one of your regular friends. I am Root, and a Root ninja doesn't cop out on their work, even if it's guaranteed to kill them. That is what we're supposed to be used for. Well, said Naruto as he crossed his arms, you're still my junior. And don't you ever go on a mission and think that you will die. That's stupid. Always believe that you can make it back. It gives you another reason to try harder. I am not having any of my close people die in front of me, especially when I can do something about it. You got that? It's not like you will be better if you get yourself killed, trying to protect me or anyone else because you think you can do it, said Monkey. What do you think I would feel if you went and sent me home and did this mission on your own and got yourself killed? It's the same thing. So if you want to send me home, just remember, you suck at genjutsu. And I got 1,000,000 of them, she said. You know, you got a lot of bite in you, Naruto said. I'm really glad that Danzo shit that you keep that, because I always liked it. Maki smiled as she then sheathed her tanto. She then pulled out 2 masks as she placed on one and handed him one. No thanks, Naruto said. Last time I wore one of those in a fight, I kind of lost something important, he said, pointing at the eye that didn't belong to him. As he reached up and took the mask off of Maki's face. I don't think that you should wear one either. You don't want me to get hurt because of equipment malfunction, do you? Well, how many times would you fight someone that had literally created explosive in the palm of his hands with mouth in his hands? Well, there is that, said Naruto as he stood up, as he hooked the mask on his belt in case, seeing that she brought one for him. And I just want something pretty to look at before all of this get really ugly. He then had to stop and think about what he had just said. That was so lame. Damn it, living with Jiraiya was messing with his daily banter. And no, Maki's face was red. Great, she was going to hit him, and the team dynamic would be screwed for the next hour or two. Her face wasn't red out of anger though, more like embarrassment. But then she realized there wasn't anything to be embarrassed about. This was Naruto, the person that she was attracted to, and there was no one there but him. As she was staring at him while she was thinking, as Naruto wondered why she was staring at him like that, making direct eye contact. What's the matter, Maki-chan? He asks. How many times do you think we can take for a break, Maki asks. Well, as long as you get there before nightfall, he said. It doesn't really matter. Oh, that's good, she said. This won't take nearly that long then. As she was confused in Naruto before, she pressed her body against his and kissed him. She threw her arms around his neck, as he more than let her do so. As he pulled her close, she kissed him even more. Maki was a very pretty girl after all and knew her very well. This wasn't really bad, but she could have picked a better time for it. Or somewhere indoors. This was rather new. As the both of them break the kiss, she unzipped her jacket. I am sick and tired of acting like I don't want this to happen. So if it is okay with you. But it wouldn't have bothered him, as it was evident that she cared about him and cared about her as well. Did you seriously think that I would say no? As Naruto made some clues that went off the Wachi era. But Maki, I have to say your timing sucks. But it doesn't really matter right now. As Naruto took off his shirt, as Maki, heart was pounding. She calmed herself, yes, it was going to happen. There wasn't really any turning back right now, so there was no reason to be all flustered and be all jumpy. You should know, Danzo-sama was planning on making me your wife. Naruto chuckled a bit. So, he was planning on making the both of us hook up, without even making us know. Danzo-chiche, A dirty old bastard, Naruto said, making Maki giggle. But it doesn't matter, she said, because I have you now, senpai. And I'm going to enjoy you, she said. Time skip. At the hidden sand, Konoha had left a perimeter force inside the hidden sand to watch over them, just in case any other villages tried to try anything. The medical ninjas were by this point utterly exhausted after fixing up all the injured in hidden sand, but they were able to rest right now without knowledge of a job well done. There was no more victims that needed to be healed, so everything can be focused on rebuilding. There's a lot of work need to be done if the sand was going to bring itself back. All of this work and bonding, said Guy, working together to rebuild their village. It's got my flames of you burning brightly. As he shouted on top of his lungs, startling some of his sand genins. Lee, we must take it upon ourselves to assist the sand ninjas on rebuilding their home. Yes, Guy Sensei. It is the youthful thing to do. You are so sensitive to our friends, Guy Sensei. It doesn't make you less of a man to show your emotions, Lee. Guy Sensei, Lee, Guy Sensei, Lee. As the both of them rushed forward and hug each other, as a blazing sunset appeared with the crashing waves. As Tenten walked over and punched both of them right in their heads to get them to break apart, seeing that they were scarring the kids for life. Just in case if you two forgot, we're supposed to be heading to the top of outside walls. Keep watch. As she pointed, showing where Neji already was. Not moving supplies in and out of the village, she said. Up on the wall, Sakura was sitting as she was looking down, shaking her head at the antics of Team Guy. As she then turned her attention to Kakashi, who was with Neji. Kakashi Sensei, Guy Sensei does have a point. Why aren't they letting us helping them rebuild their village? We're here to help them. Wouldn't that sand ninja know better how to watch over the village while we help? Well, we do have Genin doing that, said Kakashi. And do you think you're going to be any help in rebuilding? You're not exactly ready for full physical labor, as he took notice under the bags under her eyes. As she was slightly pale, symptoms of chakra exhaustion and overuses of ration pills. So first and foremost, you need to rest. As Neji nodded, everything is handled here, he said. Lucky, I'm something of a scouting specialist, he said. If anything come from outside the wall, I will see it before they even reach the village. This was why Neji and the other 11 Hyuga had dispatched all around the walls. You see, said Kakashi. So you can let yourself get a bit of sleep. You look like you need it more than anyone here. But she didn't want to get some sleep, it didn't seem so. Well, if you don't get some, I'll put you to sleep with a genjutsu, said Kakashi. Don't lie to me and tell me that you have the energy to fight one off right now. And this is a direct order from a Jonin. Two of them, said Neji, as he scanned the sea of sand in front of him. Alright, she said, as she stood up and she swayed a bit. I'm going back to the barracks. But the second I wake up, I'm coming out here again, she said. And with that she walked off. Ma, not even my student anymore, and she still giving me headaches just like the other one. Apparently Tsunade-sama passed down being stubborn to her apprentice as well, but that would mean Jiraiya-sama passed down. Kakashi then giggled, as he shook off the thought. Neji's eyes squint as he picked up something. I believe 2 sand shinobis are back from their patrol. Kakashi narrowed his eyes, something was wrong. 2? Right now every squad will have at least 2 Konoha ninja with them. There's no one from Konoha with them. No, said Neji, as he felt the same feeling in his gut. And they seem to be very injured. We should summon some medics to meet them at the entrance. Kakashi went through hand signs he summoned back on, as he felt something was off about this. Meanwhile, with Jiraiya, he would be better a few miles back behind the line. Back with the tourist village, Yugakure, soaking in a nice hot spring, being attended to by some beautiful ladies. And yet here he was leading this division, the most embattled one all out of Konoha fronts. Damn it, he said. Time skip. One day later, it was late afternoon, with Maki and Naruto. They couldn't get any more closer without alerting any ninjas with sensory abilities, as they heard sounds of battle coming down from the east. It sounded like there was a full-scale battle taking place across the river. So did that mean that Taki had sent reinforcements to flank Konoha, the way that Yamato thought about it, and surround them? The cost of staying in one place, you're left vulnerable for an attack from the back. But it was time for a little change, wasn't it? People used to be afraid of Konoha. No one used to step foot inside the land of fire without looking over their shoulder every 7 seconds. Because Konoha had people that you were afraid of. Tsunade, Orochimaru, Jiraiya, Sakumo, Danzo, Itachi, and the rest of the Uchiha clan. Not even counting the might, the respective Hokages all had to their names. But in times of peace now, people thought that Konoha was soft. Untrue. They were still there, the strong ninjas. And now, time of war is coming. They will have to show the rest of the nations who they're messing with. show the rest of the nations that there was many psychopaths in Konoha. And by the time this day is coming to an end, they will all find out that Naruto was one of those psychopaths, an outright devil to his enemy, and a hero to his homeland. So, what are we gonna do, Naruto-senpai? Asked Maki. We are not sneaking in without a fight, said Naruto. They could try to sneak in, but the second they cross, all bets would be off with the Century Ninjas. As he saw, there was a proximity barrier around, so there would be no way in sneaking underground or above. He had to create a big boom to alert them. We need a massive destruction, something that would make them panic. So all I have to do is choose a move to make. And right now I have like 10 different things I can do that. No resting shuriken, said Maki. Maybe reason Roseki, she said. I need your arms intact. Oh, don't worry, nerds, I fixed the Rasengan thing. The last time I trained with Erasenin. No, he needed something worse than that. He needed something to give them PTSD. And what could cause more trauma than a toad, the size of a Biju, attacking you and your comrades? As Naruto stood up, as Maki followed him, as he got full view of the forest and the fortress that was in the center. It was a large stone structure that was surrounded by tents. What is our plan to get in? Said Maki, as she saw many people walking around. Hold on to me, Maki, said Naruto, as she held on to him as he said. As he went through hand sign, summoning jutsu, there was a massive poof as smoke filled the entire area. As a large toad with a shamaza and also a shield appeared as he had on a black vest. Gamikichi was on top of his head as Naruto was on Gamiken, the large toad. As Gamikichi noticed that someone was on top of his head, a girl. As he looked around, yo, what's up, Naruto, he said, as he realized that he was on the larger toad as well. Hey, what is this that you summoned us into, he asked as he saw many people under them, freaking out. A fight, Naruto, as he patted Gamikichi on the side of his head. Are you and Gamiken ready to get down to business? I'm counting on you guys, Naruto said. Naruto-san, you require our assistance, Gamiken said. Yeah, said Naruto. You see that fortress and everything surrounding it? We're destroying it and then we're heading east. And we got to raise hell the entire way. So, you up for it? Gamiken nodded as he would prepare his weapon and shield. As Gamikichi's eyes started to twitch. So you want me to go down there and fight all those ninja right now? You better treat me to one hell of a drink after this when it's over. Just pretend like it's the force of death and it's the spiders. And Maki on your head over there is a Genjutsu user, so she can confuse them while we're cutting them down. I hate fighting those stupid spiders, said Gamikichi, as he pulled out a tonto from inside his vest. He then noticed a girl sitting on him as she smelled like Naruto. As he smirked. You go, Naruto, he said. Shut up, Naruto said as he closed his eyes. So, do you got my back on the... Or am I on my own, Naruto asked. Yeah, you got it, you hairless monkey. Make it quick so I can go back to sleep. Trust me, I don't want to be here for any too longer, Naruto said, as he allowed his Sharingan eye to evolve, changing in to the mixture of Sharingan and Sage mode as his normal eye returned to Sage mode. Maki, stay on top of Gamikichi's head and do your thing, Naruto said. Gamiken, just flat out raise hell and stay with us, said Naruto. Got it, you can count on me, Gamiken said, as he drove his shield into the ground and created a massive boom. Go now, Naruto-san, he said, as Naruto leaped off Gamiken's head as he created a massive Rasengan, Sage Art. Supermassive Rasengan, he said, as Naruto pulverized a large group of ninjas on the ground with his enhanced Rasengan. The smoke cleared, but as it did, Naruto was moving like a blur, slicing down ninjas with his blades. Meanwhile, so, you and Naruto, huh? Said Gamikichi, as Maki placed on her mask so he didn't see a reaction of him bringing such a topic up. Let's go already, she said. Naruto-senpai could use the help so that he wouldn't get blindsided. That's a poor excuse, with his reflexes in Sage mode. Combined with the perception of his Sharingan eye, she really doubted that there was anyone here that can catch him off guard that easily. But she didn't want to admit that to the summon though. Okay, Gamikichi said, hold on tight as he leaped off of Gamiken's head, as they watched Naruto bulldoze the shinobis with practice ease. Hey, Naruto, why aren't you using your clones? I can only make 5, Naruto said. Then why don't you use that move that you used to mess that mountaintop up? Shut up, Naruto said, I'm gonna do it in a second. Hey, don't tell me to shut up, you shut up. Hey, girl on my back, tell Naruto to shut up and fight, said Gamikichi. Both of you shut up and fight, said Maki, as she still sit on his back as he continued to fight. As she went through hand sign, mournful medley of the weeping willow, she said. The dozens of ninjas found themselves bound by weeds that appeared from the ground, and trees started wrapped around them, as they couldn't get out of it. The trees then started to get razor sharp and cutting into their skin as they started to cry out in pain, as Gamiken went after the fortress. Let's mop these clowns up before too many of them break it, Naruto said, as he appeared on Gamikichi's head as he placed a hand on its giant chakra. Gamikichi nodded as his cheeks puffed up as Naruto unsealed the Amaterasu flames in his left arm. As Gamikichi released some oil as Naruto dropped the flames in as well. Sage Art Dark Toad Oil Flame Bullet as Naruto's channel went chakra through Gamikichi, so with the black flames and the oil, it was like hellfire raining down on the ninjas. The ninjas who were free from Maki's genjutsu, they didn't want to be free because their body was being burned outside alive. After that, Naruto simply sailed back away the flames. What now, said Gamikin. Go east and help the Konoha shinobi that are on the bridge, Naruto said. Are you certain, Gamikin said, as Naruto nodded, as he created 2 clones and held his hand up. Very well, Gamikin said as he headed off. As Maki was about to scold Naruto, I fixed it, Naruto said, cutting her off before she could say anything. Just watch. Wind release. Rusting shuriken, he said, as he threw it. The thing touched a wall of the fortress before slicing right into it before a massive explosion engulfed the place. As Maki stared at destruction in awe. And just like Naruto said, there was no damage done to his arm whatsoever as she watched everything came crashing down with tremendous force down towards the ground. Seeing the giant toad gone, Gamikichi and Naruto and Maki was the only one left. As the ninjas that were there saw their castle completely destroyed, many of their shinobis dead, they went crazy as they sought to launch attacks towards the group. But Gamikichi held up his blade and blocked them. Come on, we're cutting right through, Naruto said. Meanwhile, across the bridge, Teiwaya Flute was working overtime as he had to defend himself from Taki ninjas and the Kusa ninjas. As they were being surrounded, her 3 large demons were moving through the forest, assessing the Konoha ninja and crushing enemies at the same time. In another place, Anko was trying to pick out the enemies as she was on a large snake as they were gliding through the forest. As she was slicing enemies and Snake was sinking his fang into them, ripping them to pieces. As Teiwaya saw, Anara member capture several of the ninjas as her Doki came with a club and knocked their heads off. As another wave then came, but suddenly, something crashed from the sky with tremendous force. It was a shield that smashed into the ninjas, along with a Shimazin that crushed them under the weight. There's only 2 persons I know that summon toads. Seeing that, the ninjas started to retreat back, and I don't hear any loud ass yelling about how awesome the Great Toad Sage is. As a smile came to her face. He did it, she said. As she then rushed towards the bridge to see the larger orange toad there fighting off the head of the forest, and someone clashing and cutting through ninjas as well. Back with Naruto, as Naruto went through hand sign, lightning release, lightning shuriken, as a volley of shurikens rained down lightning on the ninjas, electrocuting them. As the Konoha ninjas reached them, and a pincer was made, as they eradicated the rest of the forces. If they didn't fall by a hand or a blade, they were knocked off the bridge and they fell into the rushing water. With the force of the water, it crushed them. It took less than 5 minutes to finish them, and the inner grass didn't let anyone get captured. So that led to all of them getting exterminated. As Maki had already run away when they left the bridge, seeing that she wasn't supposed to be here. As Naruto and Gamikichi then walked back, the both of them covered in blood. You smell like blood and death and defeat, Naruto, said Gamikichi. Right. Smell like victor, said Naruto, as his sage mode long since faded. Now how about I get you that drink, Naruto, as he tried to touch Gamikichi. Don't touch me with that hand of yours, said Gamikichi, faking disgust even though he was covered in blood as well. We killed more than 200 today, he said. Well, I would say more than 500, said Naruto. But I didn't even count those guys in the fortress, seeing that I didn't know how much of them were there. As they reached the end of the bridge as they saw Teiwaya. As Naruto gave Gamikichi a pat on his back. Hey, go on ahead and get yourself your sake. If they don't already get it for you when you ask, just say that you're with me. I'll catch up in a minute. As Gamikichi didn't really notice Teiwaya, so he just leapt off. As Naruto stopped right in front of her, the both of them looked each other over. You look like hell, shit, the both of them said, at the exact same time, blinking at one another. As Naruto chuckled as he scratched his hair. Wow, I tried to be nice and just say you look like hell, but you go right for the throat and say I look like shit, he said. But thanks, I needed that, he said, in a sarcastic tone, as she knocked him on the shoulder. I was being nice, I could have said that you look something worse than shit, believe it. As she had a smile on her face despite how exhausted she looked otherwise. I guess, Naruto said. So was this fast enough for you? I guess so, she said. Still kind of slow though. Besides, I knew you wouldn't get your ass killed over there. as he saw that she was extremely weak right now, just leaning on the bridge post. So, he decided to give her a piggyback ride back towards their camp. Oh, because you knew no one would take me down until I become Hokage, right? Instead of fighting it, she just leaned into him. There was worse ways to be treated by someone, as she wrapped her arms around his neck to hold on. No, not that, she said. I know you'd have made this thing work out somehow, even if you had to tame the plants over there to make them work for you. You're just different that way. You're just nuts. As Naruto was thinking, as he knew that Maki left the bridge, as he wondered where did she go. The mission was over, yes, she couldn't be seen out here. As he then turned, well shit, as Maki was walking right beside him. I am not Maki, Naruto-senpai. She locked you in a genjutsu. Don't say anything because people think that you're crazy. She got him with the Sharingan off, damn. Did you know that she did that to me, Naruto asked Kyuubi? Yes, I did. Now shut up and listen to the girl already so I can go back to sleep. All of that slaughter has made me sleepy. As Genjutsu Maki spoke, Roots is about to begin their own Black Ops behind this war. And it's easier for us to begin because of this mission. We will still be helping you when it's prudent, and we might be able to help you freely as well. Because for the moment we have the Hokage's blessing to go, along with our operation, until the wartime is over. Good old Bachelor to thought, yeah, give them a chance. So until we can meet again, Naruto-senpai. Oh, I have one more message to give you. As Genjutsu Maki turned and glared at Teiwaya on his back, before smiling sweetly at him. Don't get yourself killed being stupid, and do not forget about us either. The message or her sort of way of saying don't forget about me. No problem dear, Naruto thought to himself. As the Genjutsu ended, and he was still walking through the forest, as he chuckled a bit, as Teiwaya wondered, what was so funny? As Naruto had returned back home, seeing that he was going to be spared all over the map for the missions. But when he got home, he wasn't expecting his guests, sitting on his couch, Yujito. As he remembered that Konoha and Kumo each had a rep in their village, seeing that they were the two main forces for the attack. What are you doing here, Naruto said, as she was sipping a glass of milk and looking through Naruto's window view. It really was a magnificent scenery. What am I doing here? And here I thought you'd be happy to see me after your time in the field. Don't even be like that, Naruto said. It's just surprising to see that you're here. Guilty, she said. Well, for now let's just catch up. So what have you been doing since you left Konoha? She asked. Well, it hasn't been different from any other time in my life. Just been dealing with people who try to kill me every now and often. And I got to fight more than often, and they usually know that I'm coming now. Smart ass, she said. And here I was about to tell you all you need to know about your next mission. It looks like you have to make that long walk to your Hokage's office to get your next assignment, rather than hear it from me. As Naruto got up and got in her face, our village are really close right now, and we're allies. But how would you know what my next mission would be? If you want me to stop being all snarky, you have to try better than that, pretty kitty. As he then felt something sharp under his chin, as he saw an extended fingernail right under his chin. That's new, he said. Not really. Now let me finish my drink, then I'm going with you to the tower to get your next mission. As she retracted the claw, he seriously didn't know that she could do that. Well, I'm going to check on Himako and see how she's doing. I kinda wanted to surprise her by me coming back. You can do that at the tower. She's thinking about placing village defense. So, she has been going to meetings daily now. Naruto mumbled to himself about stupid Snadebachan putting Himako on village defense when she couldn't even fight. Well, if it's something that she wanted to do. Time skip, Hokage's tower. As Naruto had retrieved Himako from where she was, as she was advising the Konoha defense's leaders about what, Naruto had no idea. But he saw that they were listening to her very closely. You could have told me that you were the defense advisor, Naruto said. What are you advising them about anyway? You know how to defend our own village? No, she said. But there are some things I'm good at. I did live through a previous invasion of a very strong village, you know. Even if I didn't see most of it. She really didn't have anything to do, so she needed to be more productive. I am not as helpless as I seem, Naruto-sama, she said. Well, he knew that much, but he was being paranoid. Even if Konoha was overrun, she wouldn't be on the battlefield. And if she was, he'd probably kill the person that allowed her to be out there once he found out. Just let her do it if that is what she wants, said Yujito. You can't obviously go off to fight a war and just wait for her to sit on her hands until you come back, right? I wasn't going to tell her to stop, Naruto said. Himako is really my servant because she wouldn't let it down when she returned to Konoha with me. She can do whatever she wants, said Naruto. As Himako nodded, Master is so good to me, she said. Even after the amount of time they've been living together, Naruto still didn't got used to that. As Yujito just found this very amusing. Watching Naruto in his home village was different from watching him in Kumo or anywhere else. Naruto-kun is just a sucker for women. Well, for a certain women, he didn't bend his will for anyone else except for Tsunade, Shizune, or Himako, as Tsunade was the closest thing to family that he got. And if that wasn't the case, she could throw him right through the window, straight towards the gates. And she was the Hokage after all. And Shizune was like her aunt or her sister, and disappointing her made him feel disappointed himself. And Himako has been taking care of him and his home for years, and she was his closest confidant. And there was other reason why Himako could get him to do whatever she wanted, physical and loving reasons. Well, he wouldn't say anything about that when Yujito was here. As the group entered the office, you know, I didn't expect you to get back so soon. I gave you free reign to return on your own, because I was hoping that you would take for long in Shibuya town. As Naruto shrugged, then again that is what I would have done. But you got a few screws loose, brat, she said. Love you too, Bacha, Naruto said. As he stepped forward, he got professional. You got another mission for me, he asked. As Navi got serious, your next mission is a very important escort assignment. I know it's not what you're expecting as far as our wartime mission, but this one is really important. A VIP escort S rank. So who am I taking, Naruto said, without questioning anything, and where am I taking them? Well, she did say that he wouldn't turn it down, as Navi nodded towards Yujito to take over. You're taking me home, Naruto-kun, Yujito said. It's time for me to go back to Kumo. There's nothing here I can do anymore to forge a bond between our two villages than more the trial of battle can. I need to get back. I'm Kumo's strongest kunoichi after all. She wanted you for security, said Tsunade. As Yujito nodded, I figure it was good enough an idea. There aren't that many Jonins in village. This is dangerous though because you have to go right through the lines in Yuninokune, held by the enemy. After returning her home, you would take Konoha representative back to Konoha. That's the worst front, right, said Naruto. The one with no way around, just right through the heart of the enemy. He heard that the enemy didn't even flank against Konoha, just holding them off with their ninjas while they attack Kumo from the other side. Yeah, that one, said Tsunade. Are you choosing to reconsider accepting the mission? She had been involved in war. She had seen her lover die in a rat nest. A battlefield like that. A large part of her didn't want to send Naruto off into the hell of a place like that. The same fate could happen to him as well. Just like it did Noaki. And just like it did Dan. No, I am not dropping this mission, Naruto said, sharing a smile with Yujito, who mouthted thank to him. What about the layout of the land, Naruto said. You will get all of the information and the layout of the land once you arrive there at the Konoha stronghold. Considering who is the division commander, she said, and tell Jiraiya to keep himself safe. I don't care if he's a leader or not. If he get killed, I'll bring him back just to ring him net myself. As Naruto's stomach flipped a bit, thinking about his disabled sensei standing in the middle of a war front on his own. He then figured that Jiraiya would try to kick his ass if he believed that he was weak just because he was missing an arm. I'll be sure to tell him, said Naruto. Yujito bowed to Tsunade. I think it's time to leave, she said. Thank you for the hospitality your village showed me in the last few months. I appreciate it. It was no problem. Give my regards to the Raikaki. Upon your return, Naruto will get you home without a scratch on you. Won't you, Naruto, she said. She turned towards him. As Naruto turned towards her, we're going to get scratches. Maybe a lot of scratches. But you're going to be fine, he said. As Tsunade smacked her forehead. Way to go to make the client feel safe, right before departure, brat. I just don't remember why I stopped sending you on these missions, she said. Time skip. At the hidden sand, comrades, one of the Rain elite ninjas shouted before pointing towards the direction of the sand as they were in the outskirts in the desert. The sand was whipping about as they could barely see the village. There is the enemy. The job was left incomplete because the god of this new world wanted us to have the pleasure of wiping out one of the villages that has been plagued us for years now, to shape this world with our hands as well. By the time this storm ends, it will be a clear as day that everything will change. The large group of hidden range shinobi started to cheer as they was ready to go. But sand shinobis were down below in the bunkers, seeing that the violent sandstorm was going on and the village was a wreck, and the tanks were being blown harshly. But there was one eye observing everything, one sand eye, able to look down at everything as he watched them secure their position. Meanwhile, in the commander's safe house, these ninjas were going to realize that they have just stepped foot inside the sand, where the Kazekage can control to his will. As Gaara sat quietly with one of his eyes closed, until he removed his hand. Thus Lady Chiu and Conqueror has the close range squad in position. He said to Baki Sensei, this is the best time to think the enemy ranks in one fell swoop. And when I do, they will retaliate in kind. He need to act now before they try to surround the village. They've been in position for 2 hours now, Kazekage-sama, said Baki. They're ready to react when the battle begins. Temari also has a long-range fighters prepared, and Hatake has the Konoha squad ready to fight as well. We're all waiting on you. Gaara nodded as he closed his eyes for a few seconds. As he started to creep his sand in position, it was almost ready, just a few more moments. Gaara was angry. He was pissed. These were ranged shinobis, and he was still pissed to what Pain did to his village over a month ago. Now he was going to take it out on them. Remember, if you come to the point where I'm needing to feel myself, Baki, you're in charge. As Gaara went through hand signs, everything fixed in formation. Quicksand, waterfall flow, he said. But guys, be in so right here for the next part of this, know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on the bell notifications to stay posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in your social media platform, and stay in tune for the rest of the watches coming your way. And I hope you guys enjoy each and every one of them. And remember, if you're new, to go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Animaking family. And thank you all for your help and your support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying talking back to all of you. So without further ado, I'm off for now, guys. See you guys soon. Peace.